Imagining the future is kind of a nostalgia. Hey, I'm Nivea and today I'm going to recommend you 5 amazing YA books or young adult books. So basically these books are intended for the age group 12 to 18. However, if you're 18 plus, you can still enjoy these books as much as a young adult. Alright, so let's start with the first book in my list. The first book in my list is Birthday by Meredith Russo. Out of all the 5 books that I'm going to speak about today, this is my favorite book and hence I might take a few extra minutes to speak about this book. So this book is about Eric and Morgan, 2 kids born on the same day, know each other since their birth and their families are very close. As they approach their 13th birthday, Morgan realizes that he is a girl trapped in a boy's body. And now she's completely confused as in what needs to be done, whom to consult. She finds it difficult to understand and accept her sexual identity. And on top of that, there is a constant criticism by the outside world, including her own schoolmates who keep bullying her. You get to live 6 years of both Eric's and Morgan's life while they are in between 13 to 18 years of age. This is a very emotional and touching book of a trans teenager written by a transgender woman, Meredith Russo. There are a few statements in this book which really caught my eyes and I kept thinking about them. Like for example, Morgan's mother passed away while Morgan was very young. And she wrote a few future birthday letters which Morgan's father handed it over to her on each birthday. In one such letter, Morgan's mother has written, "Wish I could see you behind the wheel, a girlfriend tucked under your arm, the man you're becoming." Similarly, there's another one statement written in another letter. "If you can't boil water without starting a fire, you can give this to your wife someday." These statements show clearly how the LGBTQIA+ community is being unknowingly ignored. And we should keep in mind that heterosexual or continuing with the same gender with which one is born is common, but that is not the only normal. I'm so glad that there are such young adult books which deals with so important topics, helping the young adults to make a better future and world for every individual. In this book, there are mentions of homophobia, that is the negative attitude of people against homosexuality, or there are mentions of transphobia, that is the prejudiced thoughts of people against transsexual people or transgender people, underage drinking, then depression, suicidal attempts, but none of these are glorified and hence it's a must pick for every individual. With that, let's go to the second book in my list. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, another eye-opening young adult fiction. This book starts with, or until the midway or even more, is about the adolescent experiences of an introvert boy named Charlie. Someone addresses him as a wallflower because he observes things but does not participate in them. Later, by the end of this book, you will see that there are a lot of things which are connected and why certain things were mentioned in the beginning of this book. I am definitely not going to speak about what the climax is all about, but it's going to definitely leave you numb when the truth is uncovered. It's a very easy read because the language is very easy. You can definitely go ahead and pick this book up. With that, let's go to the next book in my list. Looking for Alaska by John Green. This book revolves around a boy named Miles who has a very good habit of reading and also recalling the last statements mentioned by famous people just before they died. He meets a girl named Alaska who is very dynamic and fun-loving but occasionally moody. Out of the blue, one day she dies a mysterious death, and then later this book is about Miles and his friends uncovering this mysterious death. I felt the climax of this book quite rushed, but still I loved this book because of the characters which really stayed with me for quite some time, and also it's a very touching book. With that, let's go to the next book on my list. One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. 5 students have detention one day, that is after the school hours, they are being kept for punishment. Out of these 5 students, one student's name is Simon, who is a mastermind behind a gossip app wherein he reveals the dark secrets of other people. All of a sudden, during this detention period, Simon dies and the rest of the 4 children become suspects. And these 4 students have different 4 dark secrets which, if at all, would have been revealed by Simon later, would have potentially destroyed their lives. So it's all about who killed Simon and uncovering that particular mysterious death. It's a very intriguing and suspenseful book, but it's a bit difficult in terms of language when compared to the rest of the books. With that, let's go to the next book on my list. All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This book revolves around a girl named Laura Jean who has a habit of writing letters to her crushes every time she feels that the chapter is closed. And she keeps them privately secured, just like people write diaries and they do not like a second person to read it. But all of a sudden, these letters get posted to the crushes and the story then just goes to another level. With that thread line itself, you can understand how gripping the book would be, and it's definitely a page turner. I would say it's a very cute story of sisterhood, family and love. So these are the 5 books that I would definitely recommend you to read in the young adult genre. Until we meet next time, this is Nivea signing off. Keep reading a lot of books. Happy reading. Bye. Take care.